Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to the Daily Express, Russian President Vladimir Putin is personally overseeing the development of Russia's nuclear weapons, a fact revealed by Alexei Likachev, head of Russia's Atomic Energy Corporation. This disclosure comes amidst stark warnings from former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, who stated there is a real possibility of a nuclear apocalypse, describing the conflict with the Western world as existential. However, these alarming statements have been swiftly refuted by Andrei Belousov, ambassador-at-large at the Russian Foreign Ministry, who emphasized that Russia is not considering using nuclear weapons in Ukraine, nor threatening their use. Belousov asserted that Russia is not interested in escalating tensions and desires that nuclear weapons are never used. Meanwhile, Ukrainian Armed Forces Colonel Pavlo Yelizarov called for Moscow to clarify its intentions regarding the potential use of tactical nuclear weapons, especially if Ukrainian forces achieve greater effectiveness on the front line. According to Xinhua, the Trump administration has declared the United States conflict with Iran terminated, citing a current ceasefire. This statement comes ahead of a legal deadline under the War Powers Resolution, which required President Donald Trump to seek congressional authorization to continue hostilities or end them by Friday. A senior administration official, speaking anonymously, stated that the hostilities, which began on February 28, have ended for the purposes of the law, as Washington and Tehran have not exchanged fire since a ceasefire commenced on April 7 and was later extended. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth argued at a congressional hearing that the ceasefire pauses or stops the 60-day authorization clock. However, Democratic Senator Tim Kaine challenged this view, stating he believes the deadline is tomorrow and poses a significant legal question. Republican Senator Susan Collins also emphasized the deadline is a requirement, not a suggestion, and voted for a measure to end U.S. military action in Iran without congressional approval. The White House had notified Congress of the military campaign on March 2. The conflict started on February 28 with joint U.S.-Israel attacks on Iranian cities, followed by Iranian retaliation. Al Jazeera reports that a new politically charged sculpture by the elusive British street artist Banksy has been unveiled overnight in Waterloo Place, London. The artwork portrays a man stepping off a stone base, his face entirely obscured by a national flag he carries. The artist revealed the installation through a video, which has quickly garnered attention from fans who appreciate his distinctive, politically critical works. The sculpture is widely interpreted as a commentary on a politician so engrossed in nationalistic symbolism that they become, metaphorically, blinded by their own flag, losing sight of broader realities or critical judgment. This public installation continues Banksy's tradition of surprise artworks that spark public debate and reflection. Asian shares experienced gains on Friday, even as many markets across the region observed May Day holidays. Brent crude oil prices held steady at $111.66 per barrel, while the U.S. benchmark crude saw a slight increase of 46 cents, reaching $105.53 a barrel. The Canadian press reports that the market stability came despite ongoing uncertainties surrounding the Iran war, where prospects for a ceasefire deal remain unclear, and Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz. In Tokyo, the Nikkei 225 index rose by 0.7%, and Australia's S&P WASX 200 surged 1%. These regional gains followed a strong performance in U.S. markets on Thursday, where the S&P 500, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and NASDAQ Composite all reached new records. This was largely driven by robust corporate profits from major companies like Alphabet, Caterpillar, and Eli Lilly, which exceeded analysts' expectations. However, some tech giants, including Meta Platforms and Microsoft, saw slight declines after increasing their forecast for AI investments. Global central bank decisions also played a role, with the Bank of England, U.S. Federal Reserve, and Bank of Japan all opting to keep their interest rates unchanged. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.